Well, hello, everyone, and everyone, hello. Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, this is Susan Bethea, and this is Essentials for a Successful Marriage. So glad that you decided to join me today. Listen, today we're talking about faithfulness in our relationships and in our marriages. Faithfulness, okay? We got to talk about it. So let's dive in. Just hold on right there. Stay tuned because I'll be right back.
Introduce you to 12 Essentials for a Successful Marriage. Yes, this is our first published book, Tyrone and Susan Bethea. We thank you so much for supporting us and for just giving your love and support to us. This is our first published book, and so you can grab this book on Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. We would love for you to grab a copy. It's $12 a copy, and it is a marriage enrichment resource for couples. This resource can be used for couples, groups, church groups, workshops, and marriage counseling. We would love for you to have a copy. Whether you are a newlywed or a seasoned couple, everyone at some point wants to ensure that they have what it takes to have a successful marriage. And this is the resource for you. God bless you and have a wonderful day.
Listen, we're talking about faithfulness today. My name is Susan Bethea, and I am so glad to be able to come to you and talk to you briefly about faithfulness in our marriages. Listen, I have come across so many people who talking about this whole thing of their spouse not being faithful to them, or they feeling like they're not being faithful. They have feelings of some type of something going on. And listen, we're going to have to do our best to stay faithful to our spouses and into our marriages, okay? Look, God designed us to be together. And he said when he put us together, to let no man put asunder what he has designed and put together. So don't allow anything or anybody else to cause you to put down what it is that God has given you, God has brought to you. All right, so the Bible also says that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So listen, young man, if you found you a good thing, don't let nobody, no young girl or no older woman or no middle-aged person deter your mind, from the spouse that you know that God has given you. Stay focused in your mind. Your focus should be on your spouse. Your focus should be on your wife. Your young ladies, your focus should be on your husband and not on anybody else. You should not have wandering eyes for anyone else. Your eyes should only be for your spouse. Okay? They should only be for your spouse. And so there are a few things, okay, that you can rely on to know that your spouse is going to be faithful to you. Okay, so whether they're really making a commitment to you, whether they're really making a commitment, okay, whether they have shown that they are making a commitment just to you and you alone. Also, are they being consistent in the things that they say and that they do? Or are they kind of all over the place and not really focused on marriage, but they're focused on other things and they don't value marriage, okay? Third thing is, what about being dependable? Can you depend on them to, do things for you? How about do things for your home or for your children? Can you depend on them to do what they say they're going to do? Or is it that they are doing their own thing and they're doing independent things and it has nothing to do with home life, with your marriage life? You're gonna have to do some talking, beloved. And communication. Are you communicating with one another? Are you talking about some of the things that bother you about your spouse's inability to be committed and show their faithfulness to you? So there's some things that you need to talk about, some things that you're gonna have to tackle, and it may be tough, it may be hard to have those tough conversations, those hard conversations that sometimes we really don't want to have. You might think that they're going to cause a fight or argue or whatever, but in the end, you have questions, you have thoughts, you have feelings that you really need to get resolved, and they are the only ones that really can give that to you. So, first I would ask you to pray. If you are having issues thinking that your spouse is not being faithful to you, pray about it. They're asking God to give you the words to say, to really talk to your spouse about it. Approach is everything. Just like, well, you just won't do right. You just out there in the street doing talking to this one, got this one on your phone, got people okay, approach is everything. Okay, you don't have to act that way. You don't have to, bring it up like that. This approach is everything. So find the right time to sit down and have an adult conversation, all right, where you can express your feelings, they can express their feelings, and kind of give you some clarity as to why they do the things that they do, all right? And so get to the bottom line. Did you want to be married? Do you want to be married? Because that's where the commitment's going to come in, because making a commitment really says that you're going to be there. It shows dependency. It gives the confirmation and the assurance that you're going to be there, that you're going to be the person that your spouse is expecting you to be. When you're dating, there's so many things that you're showing them. You're trying to wow them and everything. You're trying to be on your best behavior. You're trying to wear your best clothes. You're trying to say the right words. You're trying to do everything right. And sometimes when we get married, we kind of like let those things down, because it's like, whoo, I'm good now because I done got her. She here or he's here. But the truth be told, you have to really start to express to your spouse that commitment and faithfulness is important to you in your marriage. You're gonna have to express that. If there is an issue, if there's something that's causing you to feel like they don't value that, then you're gonna have to say something, because you need to be clear, you need to be comfortable, you need to be assured, you need to be you need to feel assured that in your marriage that you're going to be with someone that really wants to be with you. That's the bottom line. Do you really want to be with me? Because if you want to be out there and you want to be out there in the street and do what you want to do and everything, then that's fine. Just go ahead and do that. But don't do it with me here. It's kind of like you have to set your standards and set your boundaries. And let them know, look, I got married because I really love you and I really want to be here, and I'm committed to you and to you only. My eyes are for you only, babe. I'm not here to be with nobody else. You gotta say them words. You gotta let them know how you feel about them. Them brown eyes, ain't nobody else's eyes gonna, get me like yours. You gotta be willing to say those things that really allow your spouse to feel that comfortability and to feel that love and to feel that assurance that you're not going nowhere, that you love them and you're going to be there. So I'm hoping that that helps you out. It's not a lot today, but just a little bit. So if you're having issues with faithfulness, come on, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it, because you need to know if they're committed to you. Do you really want to be here with me? Or is there someone else that you want to be out there with? And if so, can you just make that clear? Okay? And then also, can you be consistent with the things that I asked you to do, with the things that you say you're going to do? Our anniversary come around and you forget, and you don't bring me a gift, you don't say happy anniversary, you don't even act like you want to be married. Well, what is going on? So you got to have those conversations, okay? And then you have to communicate, you have to talk and just see how are they doing on the inside, what's going on, okay? What's causing them to pull away? If you're starting to see any signs or anything, what's causing them to pull away? What's causing them to draw away from you, okay? Because you got to find out so that you know how to deal with it. Maybe some small things that you can adjust that will cause them to feel that they are sure that they can be in this marriage, they can be in this relationship, and it's going to be, all that they want it to be. Because we all, come to our relationships at times with our own preconceived notions. We come with experiences that we've had that caused us to, have inhibitions and all kinds of things, before we get together. And so sometimes those things do come out in relationships and in marriages, but you gotta be willing to talk about them. If you always sweep them under the rug and you never talk about it and you never deal with it, then quite frankly, it's gonna deal with you. Because in the end, you're gonna say, well, I wanna be happy and I want, to live my life like this, and it's not happening. Well, it could be because there's some things that you're not talking about that you really should be talking to your spouse about, okay? So I hope that you are talking about your faithfulness. If that is not an issue for you, then that's great, because let me tell you, ain't nothing like being in a relationship where you don't have to worry about your spouse being faithful to you. I know and I trust that when my husband goes to the grocery store, when he go to work, when he go out and do things with other people, that I don't have inhibitions that he's going to talk to other females and he's going to, entertain females when they approach him to try to talk to him and get his number and all. I don't have those things because he assures me enough, and he's very consistent and with, the things that he tells me. He's like, honey, this girl, she tried to say something to me today, try to, come off like she wanted my number, or, she wanted to talk to me. And I had to let her know, look, I am married. This ring is not just here just to be here, but I am married and I love my wife. And same thing with me. I don't give other people the inkling that, if they approach me, even with my ring on, I never take my ring off, but even with my ring on, people will approach me and, try to say things, to me, like, they can still try to talk to me. I let them know, you're not getting that here, okay? You're not getting that here, because I love my husband. And even if we had a fight that day, or even if we had, a disagreement or something like that, I'm still not going to be like, well, yeah, we had an argument, so I need to go ahead and talk to this person. No. If you're committed to that person, you said you were going to do it through thick, through thin, good times, bad times, whatever. So you got to be willing to keep your mind focused. Okay? Keep your mind focused on your spouse and just say, you know what? It may not be perfect right now. We might be in a little tiff right now, but we ain't gonna always be here. We're going to get past it. Because you're going to have a lot of tips. You're going to have a lot of tips over the years. But you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Just communicate. Be dependable. Be consistent. All right? And, make sure that you let them know that you are committed. Because all of these things shows value to your relationship and to your marriage. And you are willing to value what you have enough not to talk to anybody else, not to give them that time of day, not to make them feel like they even have a chance to intervene. And then, you want your spouse to know how much you love them. And so all of those things kind of give them that assurance that, okay, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. All right, so 20 years in, I ain't got to worry, and I don't worry about it. But I've been hearing some people that are worrying about having, a spouse that is faithful. And I'm sorry to hear that, because so many of us need to work on being focused in our thinking and our mind. The Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So if you find a man or a woman that is, focused on this and that and that and that, it's going to be really hard for them to stay committed to you. So I would think about those things, okay? If you're not married, you're just in a relationship and you seeing some signs of some things, I would really think about it. And then if you are married, timing is everything, approach is everything. I think you should think about talking and having some, good adult conversation with your spouse so that y'all can kind of be on the same page. And then I think that you need to tell them what your definition of faithfulness is and find out what their definition of faithfulness is so that they can relate to you what it is that they see or what they feel is a committed relationship. Because some people think, well, if I kiss her, then, that wasn't bad. I didn't have sex with her. I just kissed her. But that's, the spouse might be like, I don't care if you kissed her, talk to her. You better not give her your number or nothing. So you got to kind of know who your spouse is so that you won't cross those lines and be, out of line with them. Okay, so have that tough conversation if you need to. I'm praying for you all. Believe me, when I do these videos, I'm praying for marriages all over the world because marriage is under attack. And the truth is, the definition and the defining of what marriage is has been altered in so many ways. And so we got to get back to what marriage was designed for. We got to get back to the whole union of marriage and what it is that it's supposed to bring. And so these values and these core things that we will be talking about are to kind of help keep that structure within a marriage, to help people who are new to this thing, that don't really know so much about what it is to be married, but they desire to stay married and they really want to make it work. Okay, so I pray that some of these things that we talk about will help you in those. And hey, if you have any questions or you have any thoughts, you can always leave a comment below, leave a message or comment below, leave your questions below. If there's certain things that you want us to talk about, that's fine too. We can do that as well. Just let us know, and we will definitely be able to, bring those things up and talk about them. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I'll have a speaker with me. So I have someone sitting down with me. We're going to talk about some good things. But yeah, we got to have that faithfulness in our marriages, everybody. We got to work hard on that. For some of us, it's easy. It's not a problem. But for some of us, that's something we got to work on. And so if so, I pray that you're working on it, because it's nothing like being in a marriage that's free and just loving and committed to one another. So I pray that for you today, beloved, that you work hard on being faithful in your marriages and your relationships. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate you being here. And until next time, God bless. Bye.